behalf of our president, Dr. Valerie Shears Ashby, and my fellow colleagues. So happy to have you join us today at our UMBC Professional Graduate Program Fall Information Session. So my name's Allison Jones, and I am an Assistant Vice Provost within the Division of Professional Studies. And our event this morning is really just one way for you to get a glimpse into our many professional graduate programs offered at UMBC. And we have everything from 4-course certificates that you can complete within a year to full master's degrees to even a very unique offering for those of you that already have master's degrees and want to learn how to teach at a community or 4-year college. So I just want to share some really brief highlights about UMBC. So UMBC is a mid-sized R1, so that's the highest level of research university. And the fantastic thing about being mid-size is that UMBC is small enough to provide personal attention, but also large enough to provide a rich and diverse experiences. It's a lot of opportunities to get involved in different things across campus. We're a top-ranked national university, which is recognized among various national reports and agencies. We've been in U.S. News and World Reports, FISC Guide to Colleges, and the Princeton Review. We actually have 2 campuses. Our larger campus is up in Catonsville, about 10 minutes outside of Baltimore. We always say if you're on a high building, then you can actually see the Baltimore skyline. And that is really important because we do a lot of great work within Baltimore. We try to infuse ourselves within that city because that is part of our mission. And that is the campus that we are representing today with our programs today. But we do have another campus, which is in a shared location with other University System of Maryland schools. It's called the Universities at Shady Grove, and that is in Rockville, Maryland, down in Montgomery County. And there are 4 graduate programs that we offer there. These master's programs, what they do is prepare you for a career in a specific profession. These programs all include coursework in really key skills and competencies that when we're developing these programs, faculty members, also in conjunction with industry leaders, because that's really important, they advise us on this program. So we have faculty and folks that are out there doing these jobs, advising us on how to develop these programs and thinking about what are these skills, competencies, knowledge that are needed to be successful in today's workplace. So you'll see a commonality among some of the core courses. Our full master's programs, they always have courses in leadership, communication, and management, because these are key skills that are needed to be successful in today's workplace. There's a course in kind of a research or quantitative methods course, also really important skills. Many of them have a course in ethics because we want anyone who graduates from UMBC sure to be ethical. Capstone course where you're working on a real project, and that's often with a real world client. What we find is that day one, you graduate and day one, you're ready to make an impact in your workplace because we've been teaching those skills and knowledge and competencies throughout your program. We also understand that people have a lot going on in their lives, and we want to make these courses and these programs convenient for someone who is working. Our courses are offered in the evening. Many of them are offered in hybrid or sometimes completely online formats, depending on your program. Our courses are taught by industry professionals, so they're out there working their jobs during the day and then able to bring that real world experience and examples into your classroom. And then that also provides some really valuable networking opportunities for you. There's many cases of students who have received internship offers and even job offers via their instructors who are out there working in day jobs. They get to see these students and what they're capable of and able to offer, positions in their own organizations. Regarding the actual programs, we do have 10 master's degree programs and 20 plus graduate certificates. So there's really opportunities for everyone, depending on what you want your career path to be. I've been at UMBC for over 15 years now, and I will tell you, it's a really unique place, and it really cares deeply about the success and being of our students. We have a lot of great resources, but I will tell you, one of the greatest resources we have and one of the greatest partners that we have on campus is our top-notch Career Center team, who are constantly working on our students' behalf by doing career advising and counseling, networking events, on-campus recruiting, on-campus interviews, career and professional skills education, applied learning opportunities. And all this work is led by my colleague, Christine Routson, the director of the UMBC Career Center. And she has generously offered to share some great information about the Career Center and about career outcomes that we've seen from our graduates. It is my pleasure to introduce Christine Routson, director of the UMBC Career Center. And please help me to welcome Christine.
Thank you, Allison, for the very kind comments, and also welcome. I am going to share my screen to share a PowerPoint, but as Allison said, UMBC is an incredible place. I've been at UMBC for almost 25 years, and I know that deciding on a master's program is a big choice. And so I hope today to really provide you with some information, a little bit about our overview of our Career Center, but also as you're thinking about programs, I know you're probably thinking about what is the return on investment in terms of what are the skills that I'm going to be able to gain? What are the connections? What are graduates of our programs doing? And I hope you're going to be very pleased with what I'll share with you today. But again, I'm Christine Routson. I serve as the director of the Career Center here at the institution. And as Alan said, I'm very proud of our team. We actually have a team of 18 staff that are committed 100% to really empowering all students. So we work with undergraduate students, graduate students, and alumni to create your own success stories, which is very different depending on what program and depending on your skills, your interests, your values. And we pride ourselves very much on making sure that those connections become your reality. I always like to start with sharing basically some detailed information about where do our degree recipients go. This is required nationally of all institutions. What I did was I simply pulled master degree recipients. This is from the class of 22. Our class of 23 will be done shortly because we're looking at 6 months outside of graduation. 94% of all master degree recipients recently reported employment or plans to continue their education. And again, this is within 6 months of graduation. And also, we asked, of those that are employed, 94% of those degree recipients are in positions directly related to their career goals, which is incredible. I'm just going to keep those numbers on there, 94%. Additionally, when you look at all of our UMBC graduates, they are all over. This is a snapshot of the class of 22, both undergrad and grad. Our degree recipients went into 1,200 unique organizations or employers across 11 countries and 37 different states. And again, this is only within 1 year of those that graduated. When I shared that number 94, you were probably wondering, as most of everyone should, is that a strong number? Again, I shared with you prior, every institution has to share where graduates are going. Again, UMBC, 94% of master degree recipients employed are continuing their education. The national average for master degree recipients, 88%. Public colleges and universities, meaning state institutions, 85%. Large colleges and universities, meaning those that have over 10,000 students overall, 91%. So again, UMBC continues to really outpace national trends, which is a wonderful thing. We are in a tremendous location, being in the state of Maryland, close to so many different connections and employers, from the federal to the private, to the small startups, to the nonprofit sector, to probably the best healthcare in the world. In terms of where master degree recipients from our different professional programs go into, again, all over, from Accenture, Amazon, AstraZeneca, Leidos, KPMG, Northrop Grumman, Stanley Black & Decker, U.S. Census Bureau, Westat, a number of different organizations, and also a number of different positions. Everything from becoming analyst, business development specialist, and this is again from the class of 22, digital forensics associates, manufacturing engineer. And I share this list because once you are at UMBC, you are a part of a community of connections. And that's really important to understand, that everyone who is part of UMBC, also we want to support each other in sharing and getting you connected to different opportunities. Just a quick overview in terms of the Career Center. We are a busy place, I promise you. This past year, we almost worked with 6,000 students, and I know that continues to trend up. And also we posted 43,000 unique jobs and internships and research opportunities within our platform, which we call Handshake. This is a snapshot of the Fall Career Fair that we just had. We had almost 3,000 students and alumni that came through, and almost actually about 187 different employers. But this is not the only fair that we have. UMBC, we have 2 large-scale fairs, one in the fall, one actually in February that we call spring, but it's still freezing outside. In addition to a diversity recruitment event, and then 4 boutique industry fairs. The Career Center also has a number of core services. Our work is also very important for us to make those connections. So we definitely do coaching in person and virtual. We have a program called Graduate Students Career Paths. We do the fairs. We also do an on-the-road series. We take students, and when I say students, again, graduate students are involved in all of this, where you can go out to different companies and organizations, panels. We have visibility days, which are large-scale recruitment hire events for certain organizations like Johns Hopkins Applied Physics Lab, Lockheed Martin. We just did one for all of our research and technology park companies that are located on campus. That was just this Wednesday. I wanted to also highlight, because I know that many of you are coming into UMBC in different parts of your career. Some of you are professionals that have been in the workforce for many years and are simply looking at a master's program to give you a new skill set to continue to grow. Others of you might be in a bachelor's program right now, and I want to make sure that you also have an internship experience while you're here. So one of the biggest parts and the biggest group of our team is really involved in making sure you get experience. Internship experience, co-op experience, research experience, and we have a practicum where students at all levels can come together, share that opportunity, and develop that community. These are just some photos of some former students that were in one of our co-op programs or our internship and co-op practicum courses. I mentioned UMBC is a community. It is a true community. We also have a platform where you can log in and look at other alumni who have completed the master program and get quick mentoring, have your questions answered. And again, it's through a platform that you'll have access to called Retrievers Connect. But our largest platform is called Handshake. It is used by also many institutions across the U.S., which is a great platform because an employer can actually post one position and indicate which institutions across the U.S. that they want that position filled by. And so that's why I mentioned we had over 43,000 opportunities that were added within 1 year. And I can share a lot about UMBC, the Career Center, but really I think what you learn is from the community of the students who were actually in this program. I actually sent out a note to only a couple people, and every single person that I sent out a note to say, hey, would you mind or be interested in being part of the panel, said yes. And I think that is also a testament of the strength of our program and the commitment of our alumni and current students to sharing their stories. So I'm delighted. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. I'm going to ask my volunteers who are on the panel to actually also open your video. And we're going to start with each of you just introducing yourselves, sharing your program, and anything you would like to highlight about your career journey or where you are now. And Atharv, I'm going to ask that you start, if that's okay, and then we'll just go through. And there's no set order. And if you don't want to answer the question, it's okay. We'll just go on. And if there's anyone, in the chat that you have a question, We'll also take questions at the end.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Christine, for having me here. And it's an honor to represent the engineering management cohort. And I'm Atharva Amit Abhyankar. I am currently interning as a program management intern at the Career Center. The program I'm interning under is the Maryland Technology Internship Program. It's a great program which has benefits for students and startups and the Maryland state government as well. At this moment, I am in my third semester of engineering management program. And as we have discussed till now, the programs are taught by industry professionals and leaders. It really helps us understand their firsthand experience. And the courses that we learn are project management fundamentals, decision making, and financials. This is a small introduction.
I'm Sebastian. I'm a full-time student in the master program, data science. I just finished my internship at Uber, which actually was through UMBC on the Handshake platform that Christine showed us. This master program, there's something that I like a lot about it, and is the hands-on experience that we have, those skills that are right now on the industry, big data, how to use it on your actual company, and how you can get a lot from it, which helped me a lot on my internship. So thank you, Christine, for having me.
Hi, I'm Summer Gonter. I was in the EIL program, Entrepreneurship, Innovation, and Leadership, graduated in 22. I am the head of business intelligence at Renuity, which is a startup in probably middle of funding. We're in Series C, I believe. And I took this position. It was my second job change since I started my program at UMBC. I was in probably mid-career, 20 years in of nonprofits. I worked at Johns Hopkins. I've been in a few programs. In my career, I've been a technical individual contributor for years, and I needed to move up in management, and I'd been told that I needed a master's degree. And I didn't want to do that. I didn't have the money. I didn't have the time. But I looked at UMBC. I took a leap. I wanted it to be on campus. For enrolling in January of 2020, it was on campus for about 6 weeks. But in the end, the UMBC EIL program has changed my life so many ways now. I can't even begin to tell you. I had notes, but I don't want to give it all away right now. But I will tell you, I'm much happier now with my degree, the business leaders that I learned from, the opportunities that I gathered. And it didn't start at day one after graduation. It started day two after taking classes.
Hi, everyone. My name is Marissa Juggernaut. I graduated in December of 2022 with my technical management master's degree. I currently work at NASA, so I use the technical management degree as a career shift, job change, actually. And so it was nice because I had one class on campus, went into the pandemic, and it worked out because everything was online. I was at home, I was working, I did the job change, and it was great. So, yeah.
Hi, I'm Emmanuel Payano Frias, and I graduated this past May from the MPS program in community leadership. I am a transplant to Baltimore, and I came to Baltimore specifically for the on-campus Masters of Professional Studies in Community Leadership. Currently, I am matriculating through the College Teaching and Learning Science certificate at UMBC, and I will be graduating from that program in December of this year. I have a month, about 6 weeks left between my practicum and my coursework. But I can say that this experience with UMBC has been more than just life-changing. I would have never thought that I would be a resident of the state of Maryland. Never. Being born and raised in a state adjacent to it and having not lived there in 30 years, I certainly did not think that I would be at UMBC. But because of its faculty and its staff, it sold me. And it's been of probably the best decision I've made, and the knowledge, skills, and networks have been so impactful.
Thank you. And Emmanuel, we want to keep you in Maryland for sure. And that's one thing that I love about just hearing just your intros is that you all came to UMBC for a different reason, a different point in your life. But hearing the impact that UMBC and our community can make is what keeps me here at UMBC for so many years. So our next question, I hope you remembered your order, because I'm going to say just go in the same order, so that way we won't have some pauses. But what aspects of your UMBC experience, both in and maybe outside of the classroom, helped you define your career path that you're on right now?
As my bachelor's in industrial engineering and my current program in engineering management, I've decided that in terms of career goals, I aspire to be a project manager in the manufacturing industry. And that's why UMBC's engineering management is actually a perfect course, because it offers a blend of management plus technical courses. The core management courses involve project management fundamentals and financial analysis that actually sets your business and project management base. And then in terms of the technical electives, I have the flexibility to choose the manufacturing courses. So that further solidified my career aspirations. And outside of class, I'm very grateful to be a part of the product management club, which I'm leading as a president. I am able to apply all those fundamentals right out of the class. And I'm happy to share that last week we successfully organized an in-person event, and I was glad to use all the principles there.
There is something unique, and it's the multicultural experience that we have at UMBC. I'm from Colombia. I came for the master's program. I have already experience in data science, but when it came to my master program, I was a little bit lost of what I really want to do in the industry. And one of my professors, actually in my first class, my first class in the master, asked me, like, what do you want to do? Like, you already have experience. What do you really want to do? And he's actually an entrepreneur. He has his own company on data science. And he was like, what do you like in data science? And this is what data science can give you. This is what all the big things in the industry can teach you about. What you like? And he, on the first semester, he actually gave me the route on what I really wanted to do with my career. Even if I already had 3 years of experience working on the industry of data science, this completely changed. And that is what actually gave me the Uber experience that I had and the internship that completely changed.
For me, the capstone experience and how it comes over 2 different sessions in entrepreneurship. The first one is a 2-hour class, and the second one is a 1-hour class, but it builds upon itself. And part of that for us was building a business plan and going through how and how you would use a business design worksheet, and just to understand how you would really structure a business. I looked at it in an entrepreneurial way, because I, at the time, was working for a large corporation, a public corporation, and I had been charged with creating a new department and a new project within that department. For me, while I was not planning to create my own company at the time, I definitely had the same aspects of how do I look at our competitors? How do I look at what other aspects of business am I competing against? Am I working with? How do I fund this? How do I get budget? What am I creating? And that's true in any type of work. But the ability to consider my work at this company a business in itself was a mind-blowing exercise for me, for my boss. I was able to sell that up the ranks to get exactly what we needed to get done in a way that I would have never thought of without that experience. At my new company, I'm doing the same thing. We're a brand new team. Then another class I took as part of my experience, I was able to take a class from the engineering program, to leading global virtual teams. And that's what I have. I have an offshore team, and learning the different cultures and the way they interact, and ways to bond a team you'll never know in person. It was crucial. It was life-saving. And it was very timely in a world that had gone remote when nobody knew what to do. I do that every day. I did that every day. And it's been something that I have had an edge with that I never thought I would have. So it's been definitely career saving, career enhancing, career making for me.
I didn't know if I wanted to leave the government and go into the private industry. The private industry. And so once I started at UMBC, a lot of the classes, I was always worried about my foundations, that what the skills I had currently, could I transfer them out? And so when I was taking my classes, it very much solidified that like what I'm doing makes sense. It isn't like 40 years old and doesn't apply if I were to get a job in the outside world. It very much was like, oh yeah, no, this is still applicable and not stuck in one area. So it definitely helped me make my decision to stay in the government.
I can basically piggyback on each one of your themes. Each one of you have a theme that resonates with me. And I've had a personal connection at UMBC because I've been through so many different departments, because my education, my graduate program allows me to take courses in the sociology department and the political science department. We deal with some of the general sciences and humanities as they are. But saying that, I come from a for-profit entrepreneurship background of more than 25 years. I think our program at UMBC, Community Leadership, the title of it is somewhat deceptive because people think I'm going to be a leader in community. I never walked in thinking that, and I'm sure none of my cohort did because we all were interviewed by the director of our program, Dr. Sally Scott. But having been afforded the opportunity to take courses in different departments, I found the consistency of the genuine love and support and knowledge goes from the top of UMBC with President Shears Ashby down to the person who mows the lawn. There is something to learn at every turn as you are working through not only your program, but just your on-campus, off-campus interactions. The network that's built amongst the cohort of interconnecting with their networks and the networks that are afforded to you by the various professors, whether it be Dr. O'Brien in the College Teaching and Learning Science Department, or it be Joby Taylor, Dr. Taylor, who is now some part of leadership, but was previously headed the Shriver Center and who was an originator of the Community Leadership Department, the Community Leadership Master's Program and Certificate Program. This program has been life-changing, but more importantly, for someone who is coming from a background where they've been engaged in community, but not engaged in community because they didn't understand it. So I was able to build my tool chest through the master's program. I was able to begin working directly and being a part of changing lives from the first day of class. The knowledge was put before you day one, practical, and could be put into practice from day one. The Community Leadership Program is just outstanding with its many offerings, but I would be remiss if I did not say that it was an institution-wide outstanding, because I have been able to be touched, interconnect with, and touched by so many different people at UMBC who are not directly part of our department. The master's program, the Department of Professional Studies, the MPS in Community Leadership, but they all work towards the same goal, which is making sure that you are a permanent part of the UMBC family, that you are able to move forward with your life better and doing better because you know better. And that learning starts day one and it's put into practice day one, and you are actually able to begin to use the tools from day one. I'm very blessed to have been a part of this organization and to remain a member of this organization. Very blessed.
Thank you. I think I need to get my second master's now. I'm excited, especially summer, about your course. But the one thing that I love that all of you shared was actually very different elements that make up your programs. The opportunity to be in clubs and organizations related to the field you're doing, internship opportunities, capstone projects, business plan, the sense of community, also honing in on your skills as it relates to your career. All exceptional. Thank you so much for your feedback. The next question is, I know that many of you are in different roles and from internships to full-time roles. Can you share any resources that helped you while you were at UMBC attain those experiences or make those connections? And anyone can take this.
So since I've been starting, I'd like to start with this as well. So I came in fall 2022 for my master's in engineering program, and I did have a couple of years of professional experience. So I was under this belief that the fall career fair would be like a smooth breeze. But I was wrong at that part because I did underestimate the responsibilities and the type of job descriptions that the companies were looking for. So three things really helped me in the last 1 year. That is being really active on Handshake, the platform which Christine just mentioned. It does offer a ton of jobs, and you really have to be active to actually not miss any opportunities. The second thing is a Career Center's resume rescue. That is what actually helped me change my old resume to get some recommendations, make some really necessary changes in it. And that's actually what boosted my confidence in applying to more companies, even larger companies, and in fact, even securing an interview opportunities with them. And the third is definitely the career fair, the fall career fair, which took place on September 20th. I would like to say that the change which I tried to make in the last 1 year on my profile, it really helped me in gaining two critical interview opportunities, and one of them was with the pharmaceutical giant Moderna. So thank you to Career Center for providing all these resources. And that is what actually helped me securing my current internship as well.
Wait, excuse me. Do you mind repeating how the career, how you use the Career Center to help you, I guess, secure? Do you mind going over that again a little bit?
Oh yeah, sure. As I mentioned, the three resources, the resume rescue is the first part, wherein you actually, the career counselor, they help you understand and analyze your current resume and what points could be changed, what points and what strengths could you make prominent. After those changes and recommendations, it really changed the way I could apply to more opportunities. And again, at the career fair, they send out a directory to you. So you get to scan all the companies that would be there present at the career fair, and you could just shortlist your preferences. So these small resources actually add up to a bigger value.
And I would agree that from day one, I was in connection with the Career Center as a student to work on my resume, because again, I was unemployed day one of my classes because I was coming from my own business. I owned a funeral home at the time, and I was full-time graduate student. And I would say that the career department works with you from day one. Basically to help you to translate your resume or your current experience into what you would like it to be for that time. And they continue to work with you. I've had two career counselors, one who I believe retired, but I've had a consistent career counselor since day one. So I'm in my third year with UMBC. And I've always been able to go to my career counselor, get assistance with resume, updates, making sure that it aligned with what my goals were for the employment opportunities that I was looking for. But I would say even more, what has brought me success has been not only the Career Center, but also the network the strong support that comes from within the program to make sure that we are aware of the opportunities that exist. The internships have been a great help because in the community leadership department, you are doing work from semester 1 and you're doing work till the end, and you are doing it with various organizations. And so I know that when I graduated, and I did work, and there are also employment opportunities and things that come from UMBC directly, of part-time to assist you, graduate assistant positions. I thought at my age I would never get a GA position, and I had 2 of them. But most importantly, when I graduated, my cohort, I believe, was 16 people. Everyone had job offers when we walked through the auditorium to receive our diplomas. And today, all 16 of us are employed full-time. And that is because of UMBC. Somewhere there was somebody working with us, getting us connected, and ensuring that we were not only prepared for the work, but there was a place that we could go to and do the work. I credit the whole institution, but I do applaud the Career Center because from day one, if you reach out, you can get someone to work with you wherever you are on your career path or in preparation for your career path. So I was very thankful for that.
I wanted to add that I didn't have the direct experience with the Career Center, but I took a class in negotiations. It helped significantly in my salary and job negotiations. Yeah. That class paid for itself 3 times over. And speaking of paying for itself, I did not know how I was going to be able to afford grad school. This was before I looked at the tuition bills for UMBC. Yes. It was in the general concept, the idea of having cash by a certain day. I spent 20 years working in nonprofits, but the Office of Financial Aid helped me out significantly, and I was able to take out affordable loans. Fortunately, also the interest rates had shrunk to 0 at that particular point in time, but I still have reasonable loans to have paid for my education, which helped me change jobs from a position where I thought they were going to pay for my degree entirely to a company that was going to give me a better salary, but not pay for that degree. I got the raise that paid for the degree versus the tuition reimbursement, and that worked out better. So these are all things that occurred to me as a student, freaked me out as a potential student, but were manageable concepts with the help of UMBC. And the negotiation class is amazing.
And Summer, let's give them a shout out for that, for real.
Yeah.
I too was a benefactor of scholarship money. I was able to take my winter courses for free. When there's been hardship, I've been able to go to my director and she has been able to work with me. Though she does not work in financial aid or work in the bursar's office, she was able to assist me in finding what I needed in order to pay my bills at UMBC. So there's never been a time, and I think the financial aid department, the institution as a whole, the various departments who have scholarship money and they're willing to part with it because they want you to do, that is amazing. How they handle the financial situation. And again, I'm not a traditional student. When I was a traditional student, I know about getting blocked because you can't pay. But at UMBC as a full-grown adult student in a graduate program, I received lots of help when I needed the help financially. And it wasn't just from financial aid, but they deserve a big shout out because I can never say the director's name, but I've had to get her on the phone and she has worked it out for me. The assistant director has worked it out for me. My department chair, the director of our program, Dr. Scott, has worked it out for me. Dr. O'Brien has been understanding and directed me and made sure I had what I needed to get to have the right amount to get this. I'm very thankful. And I don't think we ever talk about how do we pay for it and who's there to support us. But I will tell you that if you're at UMBC, they're going to make sure that you can stay there. If it's a financial issue, it's going to be resolved.
I love that. I love the energy. And I always say there are career connectors at every corner, whether it be a colleague in your program, one of your program directors, member of the Career Center, but really UMBC, we're all part of your wanting to help you with your career success. Sebastian and Marissa, do you want to add anything to this part?
I think Emmanuel and Summer and other already said, but there is one thing is handshake. Handshake was everything for me as soon as I entered. First semester, I started applying and I found Uber. And I saw it and that is what I want. And with the help of the Career Center, we actually changed my whole CV to make it be possible for the recruiters at Uber look at it. And it worked. And I was really happy for it.
I had gone into Masters of the Pathways program, and so I had applied prior to starting. And so with the Pathways program, you have to be in school. And as I was applying and reaching out for certain positions within the program, I made sure that my class schedule lined up with what the job was asking for. And so whenever I would go into these interviews and they would start asking questions, I would just pull from what I had learned from class the night before and use that in my interview. But yeah, that's...
Love this panel. All right. Since we don't have that much time, I'm going to close out our panel with just what advice would you give an incoming graduate student who's either thinking about UMBC or just thinking about maybe your program?
Sebastian, do you want to take this?
Oh, go ahead. No,
Okay. I'll just briefly mention, because this is a professional program that we're talking about, I believe, and what has really helped me is really stepping out of the comfort zone, which I'm practicing in the last 6 to 8 months. It is only when you talk in your class projects and with the Career Center and you are involved in volunteer-based student organizations and clubs, that is where you could really get to apply the fundamentals that you learn in these professional programs, because the instructors would be giving you first-hand experience and then you need to start applying it somewhere. Only then would you be ready to get into a professional setting. So that is some advice which I would like to give to upcoming students. Yeah.
my advice will be networking. Your professors are not only actually working in the industry, but it will help you use that as an advantage for everything. Get to learn from them a lot, get to ask any questions that you want, and also use them to get to know other people in the industry. Network is everything, and UMBC gives you that. Retrievers Connect is something huge. You can talk to any other alumni that is working in the industry, and they will help you. They will talk to you like you are friends for life. It's how unique. Mm-hmm. Those two things is actually one thing. Networking, use it a lot. The multicultural experience as well. You will meet people for all over the world right here, and get to know them, and they will give you like a lot of tools that you will be applying.
I was surprised perhaps by the number of group projects I encountered, and perhaps not ready for that because I've been out of school for so long. But there was nothing that prepared me more for work, especially as a team leader, as a manager, as a director, than group projects, because that's work. That is life. That's work. You're responsible for and accountable for others, and you may not have any direct input in that, or you might be held accountable for something you had nothing involved in directly, but it's still your work. And group work is as strong as those with you. So working together, you do better. UMBC taught me that a lot. You have to make time for each other, and you have to work with schedules from very diverse backgrounds and people, and schedules from people that are fifth years versus professionals. And we all did that. And it was exhausting at times while I worked full time, but it was worth it. And it makes it a lot easier for me to work with my colleagues as well. So get ready for that, but it'll make it better, I promise.
I would say that it's intense, but it's manageable. You can have a lot of things all at once. Some of the classes are real read heavy, very much group projects that you don't really anticipate it all at all sometimes. And some of you will be working full time, but it's manageable. You'll get through it.
I'd like to add to that of the other panelists. I'd like to add my thought that get ready to be joyful. Get ready to be appreciated, accepted, understood, heard. Get ready to be poured into. Everyone at UMBC has something to offer and pour into you. And get ready to pour back, because each of you have something that you can bring to the table. Iron truly does sharpen iron, if you know what that adage means. And I feel that is something at UMBC that not only was I poured into and filled up with knowledge and skills and care, I had a holistic experience because I was able to give back. And that's the one thing about the Community Leadership MPS program. It allows you to see the realities of community, both the social portions from a private and a public perspective. And you're able to touch a mirage of different aspects of community, because everything is community, down to the household that we live in. I learned how to live better with my family, hence learned how to live better with my neighbors, and been able to apply a better me to the work that I now do in higher education myself. And Christine, I can never say enough, but all that I say is true, and I am still heavily connected. Though I'm finishing off some courses, I'm heavily connected to UMBC and forever thankful for everything. And yes, I've met with Dr. Valerie Shears Ashby. When she came on campus, she afforded me, as she would any other student, an opportunity to come and speak with her if that's what you desire. And everybody that I've communicated with responds within 24 hours or less. And they make sure that the door is open and you can have a seat at their table.
I love all these comments. If you're going to connect with me, give me at least 48 hours. 24 hours is a little tough. You get a lot of messages, but I love every, feedback. Number one, yes, get ready to be a part of a community who cares. Get ready to learn. Get ready to work hard. It's not always easy, but in the end, I love the comment. It's worth it. For all of you who are here, join me, number one. If you are familiar with WebEx, there's a little reaction key, and join me in just saying thank you to our current students and our alumni of our programs for spending their Saturday also with us.
Wow, Christine, that and our student panelists, I am just so blown away by your stories, sharing your pathways, everything, touching on all those different things that made up your UMBC experience, from the amazing courses that you took that have helped you, from the community that has supported you from the minute you started talking to us, through all the way through your alumni years, to the Career Center, to the fact that we want you to be out there doing this good work, spreading it among your workplace. That was an incredible panel. And I just want to thank you all so much for sharing, for being honest, for being vulnerable about sometimes it is a lot of hard work, because it is, but it really is worth it in the end. So much appreciation to everyone.